Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is the new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he is Parson Brown. We'll say, are you married? We'll say, no man, but you can do the job when you're in town. Later on we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland. We can build a snowman and pretend that he's a circus clown. We'll have lots of fun with Mr. Snowman until the other kiddies knock around. When it snows, ain't it thrilling? Though your nose gets a chillin', we'll frolic and play the Canadian way, walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ha ha ha! Bells on bobtail, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Fanny Bride was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lank, misfortune seemed his lot. We got into a drifting bank, and then we got upsot. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm trying to do two things with my hands at once, and it's not working.
No. Good morning. Merry Christmas. How is everyone this morning? Beautiful. My name is Jonathan Zenz. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. I'll reverse those. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Jonathan Zenz. I am the spiritual director here at the center, and it is such a pleasure to have you with us on this beautiful, beautiful day. We come here as a spiritual community every Sunday morning for one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to celebrate the core of who we are. We celebrate the core of who we are. And the core of who we are is grounded in an energy of love. It is grounded in this creative resource from which all things are created. And so this celebration, to me, especially on a day like today where we celebrate the concept of the Christ consciousness, which is, it's a little different than the ideas that are expressed in other philosophies. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, what the Christ consciousness means and why it is important. We do celebrate it here in a very specific way. So we celebrate this idea. We are each of us embodied as this divine creative energy. So does that sound like a nice thing? Yeah, you know, life is meant to be enjoyed. And if you're getting messages from any other source that says anything to the contrary, don't listen to them. Listen to me. Life is meant to be enjoyed. I will tell you that till I am blue in the face. So I want to welcome anyone who is joining us here for the first time today. I'm grateful that you've decided to bring your consciousness to this time, to this place, and to this experience, and to share in this with us. I also want to say a special welcome to everyone who is watching us online. Grateful to know that you are with us here today as well. So we have a group of wonderful individuals in this center. We have 11 licensed practitioners who have committed themselves to the spiritual path and to the journey of, first of all, working on their own lives to demonstrate brilliance in their own lives, and then putting themselves in the place of service to other people so they can help other people demonstrate brilliance in their own lives as well. I'm going to invite our practitioners who are licensed practitioners who are here today to please stand up so you can be recognized. And yes. And for those of you who would like, perhaps, if you've got something going on in your experience, something that does not feel so good, you're welcome to speak to a practitioner following service today for a 1-minute miracle. You can also book them for appointments as well. So I just want to make sure that you all know that, right? So we have a wonderful practitioner who's going to offer some words of wisdom for us here today. Sorry. I'm not. I'm not. I'm very emotional, just because this time of year, a lot happens in December. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. December tends to be kind of a full month for a lot of people, and it certainly was for me 4 years ago at this time as I was preparing myself to leave what I had known for 12 years in Southern California, pack everything, and move here to Toronto. And this particular person was one of my primary points of contact. She has been with me on this journey, and I'm so grateful that I'm with her on her journey as she's going through ministerial studies and will become a minister next year. And in her ministry, she will be serving at this center, I'm glad to say. But here to offer her words of wisdom and insight today, please welcome Helen Vallow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I was starting off so bubbly and now I'm crying. Good morning, everyone. And good morning to everyone online as well. Welcome. So I'd like to start off with a quote from Ernest Holmes. While it is true that the wrong conditions exist, they could not remain unless there is someone to experience them. Consequently, the experience must be in consciousness. Change the consciousness in this false condition. Change the consciousness and this false disappear. Change the consciousness and this will disappear. So, some of you know that recently I sold my house. And I'll stick my tail back in my pants here. Okay, so I'll start again. Did you hear the quote? Yeah? Okay, and then the mic died. Well, that's okay. Died after the quote. So I decided, well, my husband and I decided to sell our house last April, May. And we had had a neighbor who lived beside us. She had lived in her home all her life. And she kept saying to me, Helen, you can't ever sell your house. And I said, no, Evelyn, we are not selling and moving. And she said, no, you can't move. You can't ever move. Well, she moved. She actually went into a home. And so my husband and I went, oh my gosh, we are going to lose our parking, because it was a shared parking space, but she didn't have a car, and we had 2 cars, and we had exclusive parking. And we realized someone else would be moving in, and they'd probably have a car, and it was like, uh-oh. We do not want to be parking on the street. And my husband's in the restaurant business and was about 45 minutes away from our home, and I said, how are you going to drive home at 11 or 12 o'clock at night in the middle of winter when there are huge snowbanks, well, there will be next year, and find a parking spot? Like, it's just not going to work for us. So we decided that we were going to sell our house. And I had a really, really nice house. I was like the little Martha Stewart on the street. So I knew my house was going to sell immediately. And we put it up for sale and had a couple of open houses. And everyone came in and went, wow, this house is so beautiful. And my real estate agent was showing them all the bells and whistles, because we had renovated it to the nines. And the comments coming back were, but there's no parking. And we heard this over and over and over again. There's no parking. One day I'm driving in the car with Jonathan, and I'm talking about the house, and he goes, you know, Helen, what are you focusing on? And I went, oh my God. The whole reason we were moving was because there was no parking. And so the following weekend, my real estate agent did an open house, and she walked in the door, and I said, okay, here's the reality. There is parking. There's shared parking 50% of the time. And I've been parking on the street as the new neighbors have been in the house, and I haven't had a problem finding a parking spot. And neither has my husband. There's plenty of parking. Focus on the fact there's plenty of parking. And she looks at me, and she goes, oh my God. I said, yes, this is the law of cause and effect. So we're changing the cause in our minds and focusing on the fact that there is parking. And the house sold the following Tuesday. So it was a great example of be careful what you're saying. Be careful what you're putting out there. Because those little, what seem to be innocuous ideas, there isn't enough of this. That's not going to happen. This is impossible, is not the truth. We make it so, and so it is. And so the law of cause and effect is always in operation, even around parking. And you can always demonstrate something different. So my affirmation for you today is, I am a powerful cause in my life. So repeat that with me, please. I am a powerful cause in my life. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. Because the other thing is, it's not just saying it. It's embodying it and feeling it and anchoring it into ourselves. So one more time. I am a powerful cause in my life. And so it is.
So it is.
Namaste.
I'm going to take this, but I'm going to give it back to you.
Okay.
In light of this season, this seems a somewhat appropriate meditative piece to sing. And I'm going to talk a little bit about it when I say what I have to say, but I'm going to invite us all to simply relax where we are. Just so you know, I'm singing the first verse in German by myself. Then you can all join me in English. I need a glass of water, though. Sorry. So right where we are, recognize that we are the cause in our life. This is the great message, the great teaching. For everything there is, for everything that is, for everything that shows up in our experience, we are cause to it. That which is in our own minds sets the course for what happens in our experience. Stille Nacht, heilige Nacht, alles schläft, einsam wacht, nur das treute hochheilige Paar. Holde Knabe im lockigen Haar, schlaf in himmlischer Ruhe, schlaf in himmlischer Ruhe. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin, mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. And so in this moment of awareness, of reflection, of receptivity, I invite Helen to lead us in affirmative prayer.
It is in this receptive field of energy, this energy of peace, of grace, of oneness and unity, this energy of spirit that is all pervasive, that holds us in the benevolence of love and grace, that we embody and know the truth of how powerful we are in our lives, and that we are the cause for peace on earth. We are all one, all connected through this infinite thread of divine light. And seeing this beautiful light in each and every person, we can step into and embrace and fully embody the truth that there is only God, and that in every experience is God, and all we need to do is focus our minds on this truth, for this is the highest of high energy that overcomes any strife, any difficulty, any dis-ease in our minds, And so, as we come together as a community here today, to embody and know and be peace in our hearts, in our minds, in our lives. I declare, as my word is spoken here, that all is in divine order, all is good and very good, all is well. And I release my word into this immutable law, knowing in full faith that it is done. And together we say, and so it is.
Silent night, holy night, Son of God, love's pure light, radiant streams from thy holy face. With the dawn of redeeming grace, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Thank you, Helen. You're in for a treat, as always, with the Queen Street Band. I also want to say welcome to Carrie, who's joined us in the Queen Street Band. I never knew you played the ukulele.
It's my axe.
I love it. I love it. Grateful to have her join. This is a Goo Goo Dolls song because it's very Christmassy, you know? Actually, it is very Christmassy. Listen to the lyrics. It's a great song. So here to perform this wonderful song, Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band.
And you ask me what I want this year, and I'll try to make this kind and clear. Just a chance that maybe we'll find better days. 'Cause I don't need boxes wrapped in string and designer love and empty things. Just a chance that maybe we'll find better days. So take these words and sing out loud, 'cause everyone is forgiven now. 'Cause tonight's the night the world begins again. And in some place simple where we could live, and something only you can give, and that's faith and trust and peace while we're alive. And if one small child can inspire this world, then there's 10 million more who probably could, if we all just stopped and said a prayer for them. So take these words and sing out loud, 'cause everyone is forgiven now. 'Cause tonight's the night the world begins again. I wish everyone was loved tonight, and some might stop this endless fight. Just a chance that maybe we'll find better days. So take these words and sing out loud, 'cause everyone is forgiven now. 'Cause tonight's the night the world begins again. 'Cause tonight's the night the world begins again.
Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band. This is always an interesting. Well, it's an interesting time of year. How many of you love Christmas? I love Christmas. I love this time of year. I was not brought up in a Christian philosophy, so it doesn't necessarily have the same kind of connection to me as it does for other people. But I loved the idea of peace and love, and that is really what the season stands for. And of course, when I was a kid, I loved getting presents, right? I mean, who didn't love getting presents? I still like getting presents. One of the greatest joys for me growing up, well, it was a joy until it wasn't a joy. I should be really, it's so funny, yes, I will put it that way. It was a joy until it wasn't a joy, but I'm going to precede that thing with this. I love to sing. I love to sing. I have always loved singing. And one of the great joys was when I was young, I was like fourth grade, so was that like 9 or 10, I joined the Tucson, Arizona Boys Chorus. So I was in a boys chorus for many years, and that's really where I got a lot of my musical education. It's where I got a lot of my vocal training. It's where it really all started for me in terms of taking seriously the idea that I could sing as part of my life and really put it out there. Singing has always been part of who I am, and I was blessed with having a voice that actually was pretty naturally present. That's a way of putting it, I suppose. I have a present voice. And of course, on the day where I call my talk, Sing My Heart, I don't know if you've noticed there's something going on with my voice today. And it started earlier in the week. It started earlier in the week. And I had a choice to make. When I started feeling whatever this head sinusy thing was coming upon me, knowing that I had a concert on Friday night that I had been preparing for months to perform in, I had to think to myself, am I going to allow myself to be beaten down by my circumstances, or am I going to find the capacity within myself to rise above the circumstances and know that I am led exactly to what is required for me to have the best experience I can on Friday night and on Sunday morning? And the funny thing is, when we did the rehearsal this morning for Silent Night, it did not come out nearly as well as it just did now, because I know my mind. And I said, I refuse to accept anything less than my own experience of perfection right here and right now. This is exactly what I did on Friday night. I spent the whole day on Friday drinking lots of ginger tea because that's what I was impelled to do through the spiritual work that I had done. Drank ginger tea, and I slowly warmed up my voice through the whole day. And I said, you know what? I'm going to sing perfectly. And so, and I had no other choice because I had some solos in the show too. And there are no understudies when you have a one performance schedule. So I showed up at the venue, at Trinity St. Paul Center, glorious, glorious center, and a wonderful space to sing in. And got to my solo, which was the third song of the show, third or fourth song of the show, and I sang my solo line in Silent Night, sang it in German, not the verse I sang here today because I just couldn't remember it. I read the music when I'm singing with my choir, so I've got the words in front of me. And there was a funny thing that happened. As I was standing there singing my verse, I hear all of the imperfection in my own voice. I hear it. And I kind of got to that point of going, oh, that note cracked, and there's this internal dialogue going on of, oh my gosh, that sounds so horrible, I don't know what I'm going to, right? I mean, how many of us do that? Yeah, I mean, I think one or two of us can probably admit to having done something along those lines in our lives. And I am grateful to Helen, who was at the concert, because she had videotaped my solo and then posted it online. And wouldn't you know it, I went back and listened to it later, and it was I think some of the best singing I've done in my life. And it just goes to show, we can get into our own heads, and the truth is we don't hear ourselves the way other people hear us, because we have all these resonances in our own head that we hear that other people don't hear. So whatever crack happened wasn't there in the video. I heard it in my own voice, and I heard it in my own head, was not there. It was beautiful, and I was so grateful. Thank you for posting that, and I'm grateful that has been captured. Silent Night has always been a song also that is very close to my heart. I told a story a few years ago on our holiday, our Christmas service, about being a child, a much younger child than I was when I was in the boys' choir. And that I, again, not having been brought up in a religion, not being brought up Christian or anything, I decided at like 4 years old I was going to do the nativity for my family in our living room. I had no idea what that meant, but I knew what I had seen in media, and so I took my teddy bear and I wrapped it up. I swaddled my teddy bear, and I had a cardboard box that I had shredded newspaper in, and I put the teddy bear down in the cardboard box, and then I got a sheet out and I made sure that I was playing Mary. Four years old. And I got down on my knees and I sang Silent Night to my teddy bear. And that's what my nativity was. That's what I knew. That's all I knew, right? So Silent Night has always been with me. It's first of all, it's a glorious melody. It's so simple and yet so powerful in its expression musically. Today, when I was typing up the lyrics for our song sheets, I was really struck by a couple things. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. We all know that, right? Round yon virgin, mother and child. We talk about, or we may have an understanding of what Christmas means in other philosophies. Today, I really want to talk about what these particular ideas mean within this philosophy. Because there is that idea, that untouched idea within each and every one of us, that thing which is unborn. We are each of us the virgin mother to that unborn idea. The idea, that which comes forth, is the child. And it is present within each and every one of us. All that is possible is present within each and every one of us. We have access to it. And so, just like Helen was saying, what are we putting our focus on? Because what we put our focus on is what we birth into experience. The virgin idea always shows up in our experience. And so what is it that we are consistently giving birth to in our lives? Round yon virgin, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. We get to the second verse. Silent night, holy night, Son of God, loves pure light. Absent a metaphysical understanding of that idea, it may sound like, when we're singing about Jesus, I mean, that's what the song is about. I'm not going to deny that that's what the song was written about, right? The baby Jesus. But Jesus came here to teach a specific idea, which is what I believe we stand for within the philosophy of the science of mind. And within all New Thought philosophy, we stand for the same idea that our experience is done unto us as we believe. It was one of the most important things that Jesus had to say. It is done unto you as you believe. Son of God. We are each of us not only the virgin mother to all of our experience, we are also the sonship of that which is. We are the perfect idea in the virgin mind of the infinite. Think about that. We are a microcosm expressing life perfectly. We are a microcosm of the macrocosm. We are an individualized expression of the universal. And it all works the exact same way. It all works the exact same way. That which wants to come into being will come into being on the universal level, and we can individually set the intention to what we choose to experience in our lives. So that's what it means when we talk about the Son of God. We are each of us the sonship, the birthed idea of a divine mind. When we really get in touch with that, lives shift. It's when we forget that things go awry. Say that a lot, right? What does that mean? When we forget, things go awry. When we have erroneous thoughts, those are the things that show up in our experience. That's forgetting. When we have thoughts that are not in alignment with the truth of who we are, we get what we think. There's an important aspect of the way we engage in prayer. Well, I mean, for me, prayer is the number one most important aspect of this philosophy. Spiritual mind treatment, we call it. I have stepped away from calling it spiritual mind treatment because it sounds so clinical and cold to me. Prayer for me is something much more personal sounding. And so that's why I tend to now refer to it more frequently as prayer in the public forum. Now, in classes, I teach spiritual mind treatment because that's what I'm supposed to teach, right? But I want prayer to be the personal experience that we each of us have, which is the connectedness of ourselves to and as that universal presence. When we speak from that point of view, when we speak from that place, everything shows up accordingly. So we have structured prayer. That's what we teach. We teach a structured form of prayer that is affirmative. It is not supplicating ourselves to something outside the self. It is saying we know who we are, I know who I am, and from that point of view, I speak my word, and it is done. So it is we're not pleading for something, we're knowing that what we require is ours. It is always affirmative. It is always in the first person. It is always standing for something expressed that seemingly might be greater than ourselves. And we end every prayer not with amen, but with 4 beautiful, simple words. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is does not leave room for doubt. Think about it. When you state, and so it is there any doubt in your mind? And so it is. Right here, right now. It is done. There is nothing that sways my thought. It is complete. So when I get to and so it is, I better be at that place in my own mind of knowing that as I make that statement, it is the truth of my being. I will suggest to you, if you are in prayer, if you engage in prayer, and you get to the point of saying, and so it is, and there's any doubt in your own mind, keep praying. Take it back. Start over. Get yourself into that place of alignment that says, I know who I am. I am the perfect sonship of the universal divine idea that shows up as me right here and right now. I am connected to and as God. From this point of view, I speak my word now, and so it is. It's not about tricking ourselves into some idea. It's about aligning ourselves with the truth. Early on, when people are learning how to do spiritual mind treatment, I put it in quotes, do spiritual mind treatment. Early classes, there seems to be a tendency to think along the lines of, I have to kind of find the right words. I have to find the right words to say exactly the right thing so that I can, and it's almost like saying, so that I can trick the law into doing exactly what I want it to do for me. Which is not at all what we're doing. I get to the 6 practitioner students who are with me now, and I'm starting to give them the message on a repeated basis to say, it is less about the words you say, it is much more about the feeling and the intention behind the words that you say. Because let me ask you this question. What language does God speak? Think about it. Every language and no language. So language, words, are actually I say this all the time, words are a poor tool for expressing what it is we choose to express. Words get us into trouble, don't they? Oh, I'm sure no one has ever experienced themselves getting into trouble because of something they've said, because we're all spiritual people here. Oh, James Mellon and I used to go at it. Like when I would say something and he would, how am I going to put this? He would come back at me harshly with this spiritual truth. But boy, I would dig my heels in sometimes. I don't do that so much anymore. I would dig my heels in and I would fight him tooth and nail with words, which are a poor excuse. Because at the end of the day, when I got in touch with what it was he was trying to teach me as his protege, it was, oh my gosh, I need to get in touch with this. And I'm grateful that I did. I think had I not, then none of this would be part of my experience now. You would not be part of my experience. I don't know where I would be. I won't claim to know where I would be. But I don't think that I would be living the glorious experience of life that I'm living. And I'm grateful every single day for the lessons I learned. And that's part of also what I celebrate. We come to the end of the year, and it's Christmas and it's New Year's, and we celebrate all that we've come to know, and we celebrate what it is that we are going to experience and what is to be. And I decide in my own life and in my own experience to focus myself in centered awareness on the self in the here and now. Because regardless of whatever has come before, who I am now is the most important thing. I am informed by those things, absolutely. But I'm also at choice about whether or not I hold on to them or let them go, whether I call them good or bad. And so it is. I do have a quote that I grabbed today from Ernest Holmes. It's actually a fairly long quote, but I'm going to start with this. There is no mediator between you and myself with a capital M. When he capitalizes, he means the divine idea. There is no mediator between you and myself, but your own thought. There is no mediator, so basically I'll translate it a little bit. There is nothing in between my own mind and your mind, the universal mind, except our own thought. And our thoughts are what get us into trouble a lot of the time. I am that which I am. How many of us have heard that before? If you've read the Bible, do I dare ask how many of you have read the Bible? I am that which I am. I am the eternal presence of your own self. There is no mediator between you and myself but your own thought. The reason that was an important quote to me today was to really get in alignment with the thoughts that we are birthing. As we step into the last 2 Sundays of this beautiful year, 2015, this Sunday and next Sunday, I want us all to recognize that as we've celebrated this season of peace, the ultimate peace that we seek must be self-peace. It must be inner peace. Because no external expression of peace can come absent inner peace. It cannot be. And the only way that we do that is through the use of our thought. Allowing our thoughts to be aligned with only that which is peace. Allowing the self to come into expression in a peaceful way. That's how we create true peace in this world. Ernest Holmes continues, this I am, this is a long one. This I am has been revealed to you in innumerable ways through the inspired writings of the ages. Each inspiration has been a proclamation that I am is in the midst of you. I am the writer, the inspirer, and the thing written about. I am the creator of history, the one who experiences it. I am its record and its interpretation. Everything which has ever transpired has but symbolized my divine presence at the center of it all. All that is, all that ever has been, all that ever will be, is God. It is God. And we give it a name, again, using language to try and express an idea that cannot be fully expressed through language. A lot of people shudder at the word God. God is not some thing, it is all things. It is that very principle and presence within each and every one of us. I am within you is the only presence there is. I am within you is the only presence there is. And that is the Christ consciousness. Each of us is born into this experience of life with the capacity to master the Christ consciousness in exactly the same way that Jesus mastered the Christ consciousness. And that is what I believe Jesus was here to teach. Jesus was here to teach that we could do all that he could do. And the way we do it is to come into alignment with the truth of who we are. When he said, the Father and I are one, he was not talking about just himself. He was talking about all of humanity. Each and every one of us is God, embodied and expressed. That's the message today. That is the importance of the Christmas season as I have come to know it in my own experience. Because again, having not been raised Christian, specifically, I had an idea of what it was, and I was able to take that idea and understand it for what it truly is for me. I offer that to you today. I offer you great peace and blessings, and I am grateful for each and every one of you here today, and for being present, and for loving, and for making this community what it is. Namaste. Oh. Being a musical theater guy, I say former musical theater guy, but I still kind of do musical theater every Sunday, right? Musical, inspirational theater. There's a wonderful composer who we're doing his song now as part of the collection, and he has always been one of my favorites. What I'm going to invite you to do before we go into this particular song, though, is grab whatever it is, to take out whatever it is that you're going to offer the center. Just grab it. Just take it, put it in your hand, recognize it for what it is. This, too, is the energy of God. This gift that is offered the center today is the energy of God. It is expressed by means of each and every one of us. It flows through this place. It keeps the flow of circulation going and going and going and going. It allows us to do the great work that we do here at this center in support of the divine idea that we are points of peace and points of power for the expression of peace throughout this entire universe. That's the truth. I give this gift today from my heart, not out of a sense of obligation, and I invite each and every one of us to do the same. All is well. All is unfolding gracefully and easily. That's the truth. So as the baskets go around, we're going to sing this great Irving Berlin song, Count Your Blessings.
When I'm worried and I can't sleep, I count my blessings instead of sheep, and I fall asleep counting my blessings. When my bankroll is getting small, I think of when I had none at all, and I fall asleep counting my blessings. I think about a nursery and I picture curly heads, and one by one I count them as they slumber in their bed. If you're worried and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings. When you're worried and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings.
Up. I'm going to invite Helen to lead us in a blessing of this offering.
We are so very, very, very blessed for all that we have received here today, knowing that all that we have received is a currency, an energy of good, and that all of this that we have received is used to serve and bless and expand this center. Expand the teachings out into the world with the understanding that there is infinite prosperity, infinite abundance, infinite possibilities, infinite grace and love and peace that is ours to experience in each and every moment that we choose. So for all that we have received today, thank you, thank you, thank you. We are so very blessed, and I know that the board uses this to serve, and serve in the most harmonious way for the good of all. And so, in gratitude, I release my words. And I know that all is in divine order, all is well, and all is a blessing. And so it is.
So it is.
If you're worried and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings.
I guess we never worked out the end of that song when we were in rehearsal, did we?
You know, like I finally got my off.
How are we going to do this?
Solo.
I want to remind everyone of a couple of things that are coming up. We do have our annual general meeting, which is happening on January 31st. I know it seems like a long way away, but it's going to be here before you know it. At the annual general meeting, which will happen following the service, we will be discussing the state of the center. We will be discussing the finances of the center and our vision for what is to come. We'll be talking about that. We will also be electing board members to open terms at that election. If you are interested in serving on the board of this center, it's a great opportunity to be in a position of leadership and to really mark your stamp. Helen has marked her stamp on this center through her position as the president of the board for the last, president for 5 years, but on the board for 6. It is a great, great way of serving. So if that calls to you, please speak with me, speak with Helen, and we'll be happy to talk about what that entails. Also, I want to... what else do I want to talk about? Oh, Helen has a workshop that she's going to be teaching on Thursday night, January 21st, 7 p.m. A Year of Possibilities. She's going to be doing a burning bowl. She's going to be doing great visioning with you, and I'm so excited about it. I just hope that my plane lands and I'm here in time for it, because I'm coming back from Hawaii that day. I'm sure I'll be here on time. So check that out. You can sign up in the bookstore. You can also sign up online for that if you got the email on Friday. There's a link in there to sign up. Or just go to our website, csltoronto.com, and it's right there on the homepage where you can sign up for that. You're doing meditation still this week? Yes. So we are continuing Wednesday meditation because it's only the 23rd. Wednesday meditation this Wednesday and the following Wednesday. We continue on as we do. Meditation on Wednesday nights is a glorious experience, and if you've not joined us for it, please do come down sometime if you have the opportunity. 6 p.m. right here at the center. Margaret Ann leads a beautiful meditation for about 45 minutes to an hour, and you will be glad that you joined us. I also want to acknowledge everyone who has offered an end-of-the-year gift this year. You got a letter in an email. You also got a letter as you're coming in today that is just saying if you've got a little extra this year that you would like to offer the center, we are open to receiving, and we're grateful for that. It puts us in a great financial position going into the next year, and grateful for that as well. So, am I missing anything? Potluck. Well, the potluck, yes. Please stick around. We have a potluck fellowship following service today. Okay, I talked about my apple pie last week. I made my apple pie this week, no coconut oil. It turned out all right, but you'll be the judge of that. I haven't tasted it yet. Anyway, I did bring my apple pie to share today, so yes, join us for potluck. Take a breath. Another song that has a specific resonance for me is this song that we're choosing to use as our benediction song today. Growing up in Arizona, this is something I actually dreamed about. Doesn't look like I'm going to get it this year, and that's okay. I've had it in previous years, and I know I'll have it in many years to come. I invite us all to relax, allow ourselves to be refreshed right where we are, renewed in the spirit of the one, recognizing that we are that point of power, that point of presence, that there is nothing but perfect energy and perfect flow. This is how I step into my life, and I invite each and every one of us to do the same.
I'm dreaming of a days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. That is a claim unto a perfect law that says yes. It only knows to say yes. It only knows constructive forward momentum. This perfect law is present right here and right now, expressing itself by means of each and every one of us. We are the very expression of a principle that is without limit. And so I step into the unlimited experience of life right here and right now. I trust to know that there is only one power, one presence, one infinite resource for all that is. Each and every one of us, individualizing it, living its life, experiencing its perfection. All is well. I claim it to be so, and so it is. All is well. I trust in this perfect flow, my connection with it, the connectedness of each and every one of us. I trust to know that our lives are unfolding perfectly, easily, and effortlessly, fruitfully, and joyfully. This is the promise of this season, and I give in to the promise. Letting go of anything that contradicts it, I step into the good in this moment, and in this moment, and in this moment. Peace is at the center of my own thinking, my own inner experience, and so it shows up in my world and in all of my outer experience. I am grateful for this knowledge, and I'm grateful for this understanding. Grateful for all that has transpired to make this experience today what it is, an experience of love. I'm grateful for this community coming together in joy. I'm grateful for all that we share. I'm grateful for the laughter. I am grateful for the tears. I'm grateful for all of it. I stand in gratitude for everyone who stepped up in service today as a volunteer. I'm grateful to our board member on duty today, Linda. I'm grateful for Margaret Ann's assistance. I'm grateful for Lori for setting up, Mira and Yelka for their commitment to tidy up after the service today. Grateful to our greeters, Susan and Judy. Grateful to Chris in the bookstore, Robert on sound. Grateful to Jim on our webcast. Grateful to Mahala joining us today to be with the youth. I'm grateful for Charose and her service to the youth today. I'm grateful to Pierre Gautreau and the entire Queen Street Band, without whom 90% of what I do would not be possible. I am grateful. And I'm eternally grateful to my companion in this experience of service, Helen Valo, for her beautiful meditation, for her inspired words of wisdom today. Standing in gratitude, I simply relax into this knowing that all is well. All is unfolding gracefully and easily, and it is done as I believe. So I breathe into this belief. I release, let go, and allow, as together we say, and so it is.
Sing with us. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
Christmas. We're going to end the day with a song that was a staple of my boys' choir. Every holiday season, we would do this particular song. I also want to let everybody know we have our Boxing Day sale in the gift store starts today, so we have a number of items that are 50% off. Check it out. Let's do it.
Jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing a bushel of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell time in jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air, what a bright time, it's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time is a swell time to go riding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet, jingle around the clock. Mix and a mingle and a jingling beat, that's the Jingle Bell Rock. Come on, Steven! What a bright time, it's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time is a swell time to go riding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet, jingle around the clock. A mix and a mingle and a jingling beat, that's the jingle bell, that's the jingle bell, that's the jingle